So warm welcome to everyone who's arrived for our Saturday morning educational conference call for Manatech Australasia. My name's Diana Hunter, and it is my great privilege and pleasure to welcome our very special guest speaker this morning, Sharon Whiteman. Now, Sharon Whiteman is a Gold Executive Director with Manatech. And a little bit about Sharon's background. She had first-hand education with the Robert and Kim Kiyosaki team. And if you haven't heard of them, they are international educators in financial investment, financial education, financial intelligence. And she worked with their team for almost a decade throughout the 1990s. And that's where she learned the strategies of mindset and action to be financially literate. Sharon's very passionate about making sure each and every one of you watching live and in the future of this recording have the same opportunity. Sharon's a consummate educator and communicator, and she's provided these business education forums on a weekly basis through our global conference broadcast, interviewing hundreds of leading business educators over the years, actually since 2003. So almost 20 years now. So thank you, Sharon, for that gift to our community and to the public in general. So Sharon certainly is a woman with a servant's heart. And her first career was actually as a critical care clinical nurse specialist. And it's here that Sharon experienced a unique insight into the importance of a proactive, integrative approach to well-being. And that is certainly the heart of this company, Manatech. And empowered by 3 decades in a variety of leadership positions, Sharon has a heart for seeing the best for everyone she meets. And if you've ever met Sharon, you know that's 200% true. In this presentation, Sharon is presenting our business option, lifestyle option with Manatech, and she's incorporated some information from Dr. Steve Hines about the power that we have as the people, as consumers. So look forward to seeing that within her presentation. Sharon says we all have to commit to making the world a better place, better wellness, better lifestyle, and certainly fulfillment of purpose. And a home business, she says, with Manatech is the perfect choice. So with that, Sharon, thanks for being here, and I'll sit back and relax and enjoy your presentation.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you. You're very kind, and I appreciate your partnership, yours and Gary's. And Dana, can you just pop back on, because I won't be able to see the chat if my sound goes off, and I'll try and turn my camera off and see if that's better. Apologies to everybody for our internet, but it's better to think ahead and those kind of things. So yeah, this presentation and this little, probably 40 minutes that we spend together be talking about enriching and growing our financial capacity, not only our education, but the steps that we can take and the choices we can make to improve things in that area, or to stabilize, or to have a safety net, depending on what is right for you and your situation. There we go. So, and I think we'd all agree, if we could see each other, we're in a virtual situation right now, but I think we'd all agree that the world has changed. I'd say it's changed forever. And we're in uncertain times, and we're seeing that, maybe in your own household, or in friends and family, or people you care about, or your communities. And there are solutions for that. And we do give I'll have to fix that slide for everybody, but we do give all gratitude to Dr. Steve Hines for enriching this education with some of the key points and posture that he shared with us a few weeks ago. So ultimately, we're talking about something is going to be a walk away business in a box that's affordable and achievable for anyone. In this time that we spend together, we'll be covering these things: your situation, the challenges that you and many are facing, world trends, understanding the options if you do want to make a change in your financial security. Consumer buying power is something that, as a company, as a community, we're linking arms and supporting each other and having our goals met, whether they be financial or mission or health-wise. Why would you do this, and why not? And why not you? So the first step is to think about your own situation. You know, what makes you happy? What would make you happier right now in your life? What's missing? Are you looking for security, vacation, more time with your kids, more of a mission, ability to be charitable giving, a retirement plan, a plan B, something else? You know, maybe that's one of those rare people that has spare times and you want something more to do. I dream of that one day. And what about your situation? You know, have you had some bad luck recently? Or, you know, again, we can't not talk about the elephant in the room. The COVID situation for the last few years has completely destabilized many households and communities. You know, are you fearful about your financial situation, lacking support, or maybe not confident? What you know, what could I do different? I can remember, you know, before I was introduced to this technology and this entrepreneurial opportunity, I didn't think I'd have the skills to do anything different. My world of opportunity was quite narrow because I didn't know what I didn't know really. Maybe you would think you don't have any extra time or any extra money, you feel stuck, or maybe there's some other things holding you back from changing your financial situation or whatever's destabilized in your life. Maybe, you know, your finances are fine, but you don't love what you do. Or maybe your finances are great, but you have no time for your hobbies or your family or things that you love to do. There's all kinds of reasons to be searching for something more. And again, I think we can all agree that the world will never be the same again. It's changed permanently. People, you know, they've lost control. They've been restricted. They don't know who to trust anymore. Definitely being well has increased on the priority list. You know, our financial security is a thing of the past. People who thought they're in secure companies have been wiped out. And they're feeling scared and angry. So it would just make actual common sense to have a plan B or a safety net, even, you know, even if you're secure now, we have no idea what the next month will bring or the next year. Some of the facts, what's happening globally right now, according to research by Microsoft, there's more than 40% of the global workforce are considering leaving their employers this year. I can imagine that when we hit March of 2022, we'll see the Great Resignation in Australia. It will be a movement of talent that I think we're unprepared for. And I think we can all look around, and that's, you know, that's what, 8 months ago, that deadline. And we can see, you know, people can't get staff. They can't staff the hospitals. They can't staff the buses. They can't stand transport. The post, you know, our postie is irregular because of staffing in our area. And it's already happening. It's an unprecedented shakeup. This is American stats, but 49 million Americans are working from home now. So, you know, we got sent home and people loved it, didn't they? A lot of people, you know, except for the extroverts, I imagine, but the rest of us, I love the ability to work from home and manage my time and be in a place of comfort. And I do a lot of virtual connecting with people for my socialization and my heart. And I'm happy. I just love my lifestyle. People are wanting to move away from it because, and you know what, I think this movement of what happened with COVID has opened people to go, gee, I was in a really toxic work culture. Or I didn't like my boss, or I didn't like commuting, or all the things about being your freedom of working from home has really opened people's eyes, and they're looking. So when I'm thinking back, you know, I made this choice 24 years ago, and when I looked at this information, I actually looked at the information for my well-being because I was not well at the time. And I wasn't going to tell anybody, don't talk to me about the business, I said, because I had a bias. And again, I'd like to repeat that I didn't know. But when I started seeing other people's results, and like my results, I had quite a chronic situation. So my improvement of nutrition took, you know, 3, 6, 9, 18 months to get to the place where I was thriving and vibrantly healthy. But I knew I made a decision in that first year as I thought, I can't not tell anybody about what I've learned as I wait for myself to have results, because we're all going to be different. You know, as Dinah said, I have a nursing background. I know nutrition will help the body normalize function and structure in different ways and a different timing for everybody. So that how can I be so arrogant to not pass this good news on? And that's when I made a decision to take action. So another concept that our colleague and friend, family, Kelly Abrahamson brought to us is to really understand the foundation between negative and positive compounding. So obviously everybody would know of or have a credit card and understand about the debt when that gets a bit out of control, right? So that's a negatively compounding financial situation. But what are the positive ones, and what choices could you make to be in a positive compounding situation? So you can have assets, but you'd have to have money to invest. A lot of people are investing in silver and gold right now, and some of the new cryptos that buy and hold kind of situation at the moment. Or you can have your own business. You could be in the stock market, which is pretty shaky at the moment and not recommended. Or, you could buy and sell houses, or just even have your own house, which, unless that's not, living the one you're living in. And if you bought a house and rented it, that's an asset, and you could have the opportunity of some compounding there as well. The other concept, foundational concept to underpin what we're talking about right now, is understanding how your income flows. And this is something that was taught by Robert and Kim Kiyosaki to me 30 years ago, I think now, in a course that undertook lots of courses, but one of them was called Money and You. And they taught about the cash flow quadrant, which should be on the right of your screen right now. And ultimately, there's 4 categories or quadrants: employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. So on the left side of that quadrant, employees and self-employed, their money flows through hours that they work. So they are tied to having an income for an hourly wage, and some even self-employed, they have to put in a lot of hours, and there's not much leverage. So when they're sleeping, they're not making money. Whereas on the right side of the quadrant, there's a business owner, and from their definition, they're talking like big business, like probably has 500 employees plus, and they could take a year off and their income would still be sustainable and maintained. So business owner, investor, that's where they are making their money work for them, right? So they have the opportunity for freedom. Now, obviously, there are risks to everything, but they taught people how ordinary people like myself and yourselves, or anybody that you know and love, can have the opportunity to have that compounding income that's residual by moving over to the right side of the quadrant. And it doesn't have to be a huge investment or a huge risk. And one of the concepts that we're bringing from Dr. Steve Himes into this time we're spending together is to link arms and harness the power of aligned communities and group buying power. Now, Dr. Steve Himes, you can ask the person who is showing this to you, but you can watch his presentation. And he learned from the consumer buying power from a situation he was in his life. He was a medical doctor. He partnered with and used buying to bring a company that supplied, I think, supplements and drugs to the health. They got a discount, but they also created income out of that. And that really opened his eyes. And when he saw Manatech, then he could see something different and something bigger. So as a foundation, you can see that on 58% of the activity of a big business, research and development, quality assurance, manufacturing, distribution, is handled by the company, the corporate fiscal. I would have nightmares if I had to manage that part of things. So all the big business and supply chain, I wouldn't be in charge of supply chain right now, is handled by the company, and that's Manatech. We get 42% of the total overhead or the fiscal responsibility, and we gather in teams. We share with people with like mind, offer education, find out what their needs and wants are, and share our technology, our opportunity to improve income, and our mission, which is feeding malnourished children. And I'll talk about that soon. Oops. So another little snapshot on how income works. So you may be sitting there and thinking, I only need an extra $500 to $700 a month. I love what I do, but I'm just a bit short every month. It's a bit tight, and I'd like to go out, get takeaway more often, or go out places, whatever it is for you. The equivalent in savings, if you had an investment, you'd need $100,000 to get that income. And that would be what the car payment, school fees, family take away, all those kind of things I just mentioned. $1,000 a month income, you would need to have $200,000 in the bank. And these are just general, obviously interest rates change and actually go down mostly. And that could assist someone with a mortgage payment or overseas travel or investing or whatever is in your wish list. Or the sky's the limit, you can make more. So harnessing the trends is also, if you're making a choice, we're talking about making money and we're making decisions together here. Obviously the trends that are happening right now is that investing in wellness is an obvious necessity. People, again, it's the elephant in the room, isn't it? We all know now that our health is fragile and we don't know what's around the corner. And that those, and you may or may not know this, but those that supported their immune system and invested in from a nutritional perspective and a supplement perspective on top of good food choices, were better off during the recent experience we had globally than others. People have a loss of trust, and they're, I think, again, the elephant in the room, my perspective is that we got lied to by the people that we trust to make good health policy decisions for us. And now we're looking for more trusted referrals for income, for technology, and for health choices. A lot of people are, another trend is buying from home. Like our postie, as I said, I'm good friends with her because so many parcels come to us. For $50 and less than 15 minutes, we can set you up in a business that has an online store, a drop ship door to door, no worry about logistics, inventory, all the big stuff that I mentioned previously that the company handles for you. And we gather in groups with people power. So we're gathering in groups of people who have the same values and the same goals and the same, I think I call it a heart wish, but you put your own words to it. Wouldn't it be great to work with a community that you feel aligned with? That's, at some level when my working career as a critical care nurse, I've done that. But sometimes it didn't, and sometimes you didn't have a choice. And this is a way that you can bring that power back to you. So another thing to talk about globally is that this business, and we're talking about direct selling and network marketing, and it's a home business in a box. It's a big fringe, and it is being embraced more and more, and it actually is a solution for the current times. There's greater than 100 million people involved, and it's greater than 182 billion in annual sales. In Australia, it's 20% of the natural healthcare market, 10% of cosmetics market, and the Asia Pacific region represents 45% of all global sales. It's powerful and it's risk-free. How could you start a business in a box, for $50 and have a team that's dedicated to teaching you and assisting you in being successful and make unlimited income depending on your skill set and the amount of time that you have to put into it? You can't. There's nothing to compare this to. So the other thing to highlight when we're talking about our particular business is another trend and another boom, which is the wellness market. It's exploding. So what are people looking for? Looking for welcome, wellness, income, and purpose. And we have those solutions. So we've got business, wellness, and social entrepreneurship all wrapped in a box, in a nice little package, a little gift box for you, all in one place with Manitech. And just a snapshot, we've got technologies to cover almost any market of what people are looking for in improving their health. This flagship and the star of our company is based on aloe vera, though. It's the highest potency ACE mannan in the world. It's life-changing to well-being, no matter where your starting point is. It's safe, even for the most sensitive. There's always going to be exceptions. But even the most sensitive people that have difficulty with supplements or foods or whatever reason can build up in using this technology and improve their playing field in the wellness area of their life. We're also purpose-driven, which I hope you can hear from my heart at this time that's important to me. I couldn't do this, actually. Couldn't do anything if it wasn't. I started at 14 volunteering in nursing homes and feeding elderly people and reading to them. And I really never looked back. If I'm not helping people in what I do, then it's dead in my heart to me, really. We're mission-driven, we're science-led, which is also important to me. And the results, the proof is in the pudding, really. We've got unbelievable almost 30 years of results and safety. So I would imagine this is making sense to someone who first on Tracker. All the next step is to, get back to the person who invited to look at this information and say, yes, I want to get going. I'm ready to, take a risk and jump into this. And, some people, it might not even feel like a risk. $50. It's an associate account, and there's a training system there to help you get started. So I also wanted to focus a bit on the Dr. Steve Hines aspect of buying powdering, and it give you more insight into that. So we're all consumers, right? Where we choose to buy is making and breaking markets right now. We can all see that. However you see the news, I don't watch TV news anymore, but I look at news in my choice of places, and they make what consumers choose to do can make or break a business and a market. We can all have power over the corporate world by our choices. We can teach ourselves, educate ourselves, and make different decisions, new decisions. We can all make a stand where we know we're being used in a potentially negative way. I know this is strong words, but that's how I feel. I make a stand. I make a stand, and I stand up and I speak up, and I'm not frightened to. And when you link arms and stand together as a community, we will win. The only way we won't win is if we quit and we don't stand up and we're too scared. So, obviously that graphic is very clear that this is the potential if we come together. And, even if right now you don't have a job and you feel like, sorry, my mouse has got one of those slide things. I'm sliding it the wrong way. Even if you felt like you're in a really difficult situation right now and you're scared, what if you linked arm with someone, just said the truth and said, I'm going to dip my toe in and do this? So a few members can become thousands of members in your team. And that's what drives markets, right? It's buying power. Your consumer, you can make a choice. So even though it's an investment in your health and your well-being and in your financial, it only, I choose to buy something here where I can get some of my product for free. And not only is it superior, rather than going down the road to somewhere else to get stuff, right? This can support me. It supports the people who supported me in this company, and it supports anybody that I support in coming into this. I don't know, it's a win, 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 win. So this is Dr. Steve Hines' work. You can see here, and he likes to impress upon us the numbers. So, and this is really important. So what if you partnered with whoever you're coming to view this information with, and they said the first step is to find 2 people, and then you help them find 2 people in their team, and you do that. So you can see that on the left side of your screen, that would result after 4 times in 16 people. And what if you had a bigger picture and you thought, I could find 3 people that want better wellness, that want to be in a social entrepreneur where we're supporting childhood malnutrition and want increased income or full-time income. I'm pretty sure I can find 3 people. Well, that takes you to 81, which is a 65 person in your team increase. What if you did 2, 3, 4? You can see this. If at 4, that's a 240 increase. And at 5, that's a 540 increase. So, it's the power of, by the time I'll show you the next slide. By the time you're getting to those numbers, we're getting, 3,000 to 5,000 a month at this stage. And that's, I find 3 people, you help those people find 3 people. And listen, it doesn't always happen in a month. What if you're making $3,000 to $5,000 a month in a year or in 2 years, and that was coming into your household that you didn't have before, and that was stabilizing your family income, or, 3,000 to 5,000 for a single person might be exactly what you want and all you want, and you just cruise along like that. And the bigger numbers are there for you. This, by the time this is adding to 4, and obviously 5 would be even more. If you say, I can find a team of 5, then you're getting into the 10,000 plus a month residual income. So people do come and go, and you do need to keep your relationships consistent and discussion, and build your training and build your mindset. And there's lots of steps, but the truth is you've got someone to partner with you to assist you in each of those steps. So this is sort of a trading situation, but in a live situation, we would bring people here who've done this and walked forward and done these steps that we're talking about today. So, but I can tell you that I've had residual income in this company for 24 years now. And it started out small in my first year. It was full-time when I'm in regards to charity work, that is my main focus right now. But that residual income has never stopped, even though I'm very part-time in my activity at the moment in supporting people, to new people to come in. I support people I've got customers for 24 years that are still buying the same products because they work and they're life-changing. So in summary, I think we'd all agree, we'd be nodding our heads if we're in the same room, that societal need is undeniable. The supporting trends are powerful, and people wanting immune health. They're wanting to now be proactive about their wellness. And there's many of them are wanting to return to well-being. They want to secure their income. They want a quality of career, freedom. They're searching for purpose. If any of this resonates for you, all we can do is help people by sharing this information. Manitech has unquestioned leadership, innovation, integrity, and quality. And I would not be here if I couldn't put my hand on heart and say that is 100% true. We're powerfully mission-driven. It's a perfect model for people power in the Dr. Steve Hines concept. And you receive residual income, like that money that Robert Kiyosaki talked about, that's there when you sleep, simply by helping other people. And this is the foundation for us. This is the foundation mission. Every level we help people, but every step we take in here, we also help a child at no extra cost to ourselves. So this is before profit. The company donates to malnourished children around the world. And there's lots of education. You want to find the details about that. These kids are going from starvation mode to thriving mode just by adding these supplements into whatever their diet is, whether it's beans, whatever food they're getting. Some children we help only get 3 meals a week. So you can imagine how malnourished they are. And they're just, their parents, their carers, they're saying they've got better energy, they learn quicker, they've got more vitality, they're playing, they're smiling, they're happy again. Yeah, and you can see these are some ones. Obviously, the pictures of Aura and Ingrid here on the left, they're very malnourished. And by adding these nutrients to what the food they were able to have through their communities, they went from, obviously not well to thriving. And, I get goosebumps when I think that without doing anything, you don't even have to donate to this. Most of us do donate extra to the charity that's called M5M Foundation that manages all the infrastructure for this charitable giving. But you don't have to, because every new person you bring on, a portion of that is dedicated towards our social entrepreneurial arm, which is supporting malnourished children globally. So I'd leave you with this message. This is the best business in the box that you can get. It's ethical, it's honest, it's powerful, it's life-changing. And just spend a moment to look at every single box in here. Where in these categories of your life, your freedom, your purpose, your ability to travel, your desire to take responsibility for what's happening in the world right now, a purpose, relaxation, health, peace, or family, where are there gaps for you? And, where are you feeling the urge, I've got to make a difference here, I've got to do something new? Well, partner with us. We can assist you in transforming all of those areas. It does take work, it does take time, it does take education, and it's better if you do it consistently, or you'll have lessons. But it's the one I'd recommend to you. So, questions left, is it your time? And that's it.
Excellent.
Somehow my screen's gone black, but I'm not quite sure why that did that. But so thank you for your time,
much, Sharon. That was an outstanding insight into what we've got in our hands to offer people as a way to, of personal fulfillment, contribution in the world, and at the same time taking care of themselves and their family, having choice, working from home, and receiving an income into the household at whatever level they want to participate. Thank you so much, Sharon. I know that those that are watching this now and watching this in the future will gain so much value and insight.
go back
Would
to
you
the person,
recommend?
you know, if you're
Yep.
seeing this, go back to the person and they'll assist you with more education, and you can join us every week. So, as I said, I'll make those presentations available for you. You can change them, use them however you want to or not, or create your own with your own branding. I branded it to Australasian Connect, which is our national or Australia, New Zealand, Singapore community. And you're welcome to use it in any way that you'd like.
So with that,
think
we're
that's
going
it.
to close
Yeah.
down Saturday morning. So a short but action-packed presentation this morning. Thank you so much, Sharon. And just
My
a quick
pleasure.
reminder. Just a quick reminder, next Saturday is the last forum for this year, for 2022. And we've got Mr. Al Bala, CEO and President of Manatic International. So be there, and we will be there, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
See you, everybody. Thanks for being here.